Greetings, my friends. I want to thank you all for subscribing. I want to thank all of my channel members for supporting me in this endeavor to save pop culture. And if you are not subscribed, please consider supporting this channel. We need you. Thank you. Greetings, my friends, and welcome to part 3 of my interview with the YouTuber EpicKnightofNi, who spent an absurd amount of money to stay at the Disney Galactic Starcruiser Hotel, and what a sad and sorry tale he has to tell. In the first video, he shocked us all by describing what he and his friends were forced to do in the first few hours of this experience. And if you haven't seen that video, it was incredibly lame, summer camp level nonsense that will blow your mind. In the second video, he talks about how disappointing the lightsaber training was, and in this video, it's lunchtime. And Knight describes the debacle. Again, I wasn't there on this trip, I saw none of this personally, and when this interview was conducted, I was hearing all of this for the first time, just as you are now. So my reactions to this hilarious tale are exactly as spontaneous as your own. So sit back, grab a drink, and reflect that no matter how bad your day was, at least you didn't spend $6,000 at the Disney Galactic Starcruiser Hotel.
The lightsabers they have in there are barely better than the ones they sell at Walmart.
God, oh my God, this is my mind is blown. When you contacted me and told me that you were going to go to this thing, I had no idea that it would be this bad. I mean, I figured the rooms were chintzy. I figured they were small. I figured it was going to be cheesy, but I never, in my wildest dream of disappointment, believed that the lightsaber training that every kid was looking forward to would be so lame that basically you could do this same training at home with a stick and a flashlight that was worked by your dad.
Yeah. Wow. The thing about it is, what would blow your mind even more, in my opinion, is everything you go through, with the exception of the blaster training, with the exception of that, everything else is irrelevant. Because you're not included in nothing. Because as bad as you think this is, trust me, it does get worse. And worse, what I mean by worse is the amount of lame that just the thought process that went into creating some of the stuff that, because it, like I said, I can see like maybe a 4 or 5 year old being into some of the stuff that you get into later on, but as there's no thought process for an adult, with the exception of the Cantina, and that if they didn't steal that from the, I realize I'm about to say what everybody else has said, but there's nothing else that could compare to it. I'm convinced they stole that from the Fifth Element. I'm convinced of it.
Wow.
Because, I mean, and I'm getting to because the Cantina does come in later. Like, you get the Cantina, but that's later on. That's still a little bit later on. And, because you're going through all these little halls with all these little activities that you do. And you get ship training. You can sit in I think you could fit 2 people in that. Yeah, it was 2 people in that one, where you have a co-pilot and you fly your little ship around on the screen, and it's just a steering wheel, and you just fly around wherever it is in space that you're flying. And
so that's the same. Wow. So that's the same experience you can have in a video arcade, where they have games where you can sit down and fly through something.
But, and once you get to the Cantina area, everybody gets sit down, and there is nothing. Let me get to the food. Because you eat first.
Oh, God.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
There is no way. I wouldn't have paid, if I'm talking about, I wouldn't have paid $10 for what I ate. It's just like I don't even know, because it's colored and you're like guessing what it is. And it's basically like lunchroom food. It's a pizza, but it's different color, and all that crap that you see on you like the shrimp. You know, they're blue and all that stuff. You don't get that. That is a bald-faced lie. If you want that shrimp and that nicer looking food that you see in some of the stuff you see on YouTube and stuff,
Right.
you have to pay $60 to go sit at the captain's table. They say it's 20. That's a lie.
Wow.
It's not 20
Holy
bucks. It's 60.
shit. So, my God, you've already paid through the nose for this vacation, and the food is awful. And then to get decent food, it's going to cost you $60 to go sit at the captain's table?
Yeah, and that's where, like, you have a set of tables that's all the way around the room where everybody sits, and you have a gap at one end of it. And they will come up to, like, you on your little pad, whenever it's getting close, it'll show you what's on tonight's menu. And it's Star Wars. It's just made up names. I can't remember the names. I would have had to write them down. And you're sitting here and you're going, okay, well, this dish and this dish and this dish, and you get so many choices. I'm sorry, you just get so many choices. Well, you pick what choice you want. Well, you get in there, and they lay out your stuff, and they ask, do you want the option to go to the captain's table, and it's this much. And you're like, well, yes or no. And a handful of people did take that option. Not me, but a handful did. I don't know what we were eating, but what they were eating looked a whole lot better. And I feel like that was on purpose. Like, they were facing us, like the way they were sitting facing us, and we could see what they were eating. And I felt like that was a deliberate choice that they made, so you would be like, man, I wished I would have bought that.
So they're basically, it's a clip joint. They're trying to squid. They've already got you for thousands and thousands of dollars for this lame ass experience to play bingo, and they're trying to suck more out of you just to get a decent meal that doesn't make you feel like you'll want to cry. That you wasted so much money and time and your precious family vacation on this, what is essentially a rip-off clip joint.
And the food has no taste. I mean, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I mean, there's like salt, pepper, stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's just, I can't describe it. It's just, it's one of them things you'd have to experience yourself, because it's just so lackluster. That's the only word I can think of right off the top of my head. Because you're sitting here and you're eating yours, and you look up and you see what they got, and you're like, I should have took that. You do get a second shot at it, because there's 2 days, so you get a second shot at it. I didn't take the choice either one.
At this point, I want to ask you, Knight, are you noticing any bad reactions from people around you? Disappointment, aggravation? How are other people reacting to this? The kids were, especially, we had 2 individuals that we were around pretty much all the time. And if they weren't twins, they were like 5 and 6 or 4 and 5, however, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And they hated every second of it. They were the only part they were looking, you could tell they perked up at was the lightsaber training until they got in there. They were so disappointed, you could tell. Because one of them, the older one was very vocal. He walked out, that's it. He's like, I could do more on my Oculus at the house. That's what he told me. Damn right.
And I'm like, exactly. And I'm going, if they are so, I'm convinced they're scared. They're going to have to retool this thing. They're going to have to. If this ever gets out, I'm talking about if anyone ever figures out how to get video out of this place, to where, you put this out, people's going to be, this guy was making it up. I'm going to be able to sleep at night. I know I'm speaking the truth. And you can't make this stuff up.
When you got back to the room, so I'm guessing.
You got to go through the cantina. You got to go through the cantina first and hear the song, and that is.
Oh God!
And she sings more than one song. She sings about 3, and you can tell like the Rhodian, which ours wasn't a Rhodian. I don't know what it was. To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure what alien they picked to do the drums, but because I didn't recognize it, I was just like, what? I mean, that's what I was thinking through the majority of the song. What alien is that? And I don't know. I mean, it could have been from the newer, and I don't remember half of those movies. And you can tell that the person isn't even hitting real drums. Like they're just doing this. You can tell they're not
even really playing. That's a recording.
No, they're not. No, they're not. And I'll give the lady this. She does have a good voice. Yeah, I'll give her that. But she's not really sexy. She's not really. I mean, there's nothing really there. And the alcohol was outrageous because trust me, I got one at this point. And you're talking $50 a pop.
Wow, $50 for a drink. $50 for a drink. For a damn drink to make you feel like maybe you can drown your sorrows. You can kill the memory of what you just endured. This incredible. I can't imagine a more disappointing. I can't imagine a more disappointing vacation that doesn't actually end up with you in jail.
I mean, a Coke was $10 on this place. I mean, $9.90. It was $9.99.
God.
For a 16-ounce Coke. Oh. Now they claimed you could find cans for $5.99, and to tell you something, that was the Easter egg that you had to hunt for. I never saw one.
Oh, jeez.
The vending machines, that was gold. I laughed. All my friends actually laughed at that one. They're just vending machines. They don't have Chewbacca. They don't have pictures of anybody. They're just vending machines, and they're just there.
So much for the immersion, right? So much for the immersive experience.
And we went through the little shop to look at it. And dude, you could go to Goodwill and get better stuff. I'm not dissing Goodwill. Don't misunderstand me. I'm not dissing. You could go to Goodwill and get better stuff and make a better Jedi look, Sith look, any look than what they had. The only thing they had in there was only 2 things that was really caught my eye that I'm not worth it, but they were the best.
Not absolutely horrible. Right.
Yeah. They had one lightsaber what they had it up top. It was like $300 and it lit up. It had changed colors.
It's probably just one of the master replica ones.
It may have been. It said battle ready. So, and I'm into the lightsaber stuff. So I know what that means. So I'm going $350 for y'all. Wow. And I know you can get.
I know, man. You could buy 7 drinks for that.
I know. and the best looking Jedi outfit they had. That looked like you could actually see yourself wearing. It didn't have any plastic or stick, like basically stick on or stuff like that on there. Like it actually looked like they may have put some effort into it. Was like $275.
Wow.
The kids ones. Oh God, dude. They were ridiculous. It was literally just cloth and plastic parts. Like the belts were plastic. No, I don't even think they were plastic because you tied them up, or they didn't buckle, or you just tied them. It was like a karate gi, if you know what that is.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm sitting here going, nothing on this place has been thought out. Nothing. It's just they just threw stuff in here and was like, people will pay money for it. They're stupid. That's just how I felt.
Absolutely. I mean, that's one of the reasons why they don't want pictures getting out. It's like by the time that you are in the Galactic Starcruiser, there's no way out of the Galactic Starcruiser.
Oh, no,
I assume that they have
There's
no,
yeah,
they don't have any refunds, right?
Oh, no, there's no refunds. You're there.
Thanks for watching this interview, my friends. Please check to make sure you're still subscribed to this channel, because for some reason people get unsubscribed every day without their knowledge by YouTube. And if you're not a subscriber, please consider supporting this channel. We would certainly appreciate your support. From my hidden base at the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.